As Mr. Rogers used to say, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? I'll move this around, get ready. I am early, so let's see who shows up. But yes, a beautiful, beautiful day here in Cleveland. Another one. I mean, we're just stringing them together one by one by one by one. I'm going to miss this probably in about 3 weeks. It's going to turn, another month we'll be looking at frost, maybe less. And then we'll have snowflakes. Oh, man, I'm not looking forward to that, but I'll take this right now. I'm not complaining. I'll take it. It's a great day. Got to get some stuff done, but every day got something to do, right? Just like you guys out there, we all have something to do. So I'll wait a few minutes. I did find a couple interesting things I wanted to bring up today. Hey, Kaz, how are you? Hey, retired and loving it. Are you sitting in line? Sitting in line. Do you got the same weather we got? Yeah, I think so. CJ Gordon, how are you? Yeah, I mean, I just can't believe this weather. This pattern has been holding on. We haven't got any of that. Usually Canada sends us all kinds of junk, but Canada's being nice to us right now. So they're not sending us anything bad. And Florida's not sending up any heat. So between down here and up there, everybody's treating us good here in the Midwest or the Northeast. Hey, Rick's retirement journey. How you doing? Rainy and cool in Virginia. Really? Yeah, I just had to. I started sprinkling the garden a little bit. I've been trying to do it like every 3 days, hoping that we get some rain. Actually, believe it or not, but we're not anticipating any rain until possibly next Tuesday, I think. So, yeah, I'm going to have to keep watering. Yeah, you're waiting for the grandkids. Yep. Don't the Great Lakes generate their own weather? Not really. Nah, I don't think so. The weather that comes across the Great Lakes can change. Like if you have an open Lake Erie, it'll pick up what they call lake effect snow. And if it's frozen, you won't get that lake effect snow. But I don't think it creates its own. Hot and sunny Northwest Wisconsin. Yeah, you got JMP 96. You got the same weather. Dan Vance. Every day I wake up above the dirt, I call it a good day. 80 degrees in Oregon. Oh, cool. That's Oregon. Usually you start cooling down about this time of year, right? So getting up to 80, that's probably a little bit higher than normal. I don't know. In 280 zone, I feel sorry for you. Down to a frigid 94 today. You in Arizona, I don't know how you guys can do that. I just don't. As Sam Kinison said, get out of the desert. I don't know how you can do it. I really don't. I just can't. We're supposed to get rain here in San Clemente, California, today and tomorrow from a small storm coming up from Mexico. Oh, yeah, cool. You probably want the rain. I don't mind, having rain every 10 days or so, or even once a week. I'm good with that. Yeah, cool in the mornings and hot in the afternoons. But the humidity isn't bad. Right. This is perfect weather. I mean, it's 78. It's a little bit warm for me. I like 70, around 70 degrees would be fine. But hey, I'm taking this and not complaining. 280 zone. Hi, buddy. I agree with Buzz. Not a desert fan myself. Another beautiful day in Atlanta, 82. Hey, Greg, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, so far we haven't had any major. Well, it's early. No major hurricanes, no tornado. There was some tornadoes this year, right? Yeah, there was some nasty ones, but I don't know. The weather seems to have calmed down a bit. I mean, that's just my take on it. Maybe you can see it differently, but I think the weather is sort of okay for right now, or at least for this summer. But I don't know what the woolly bear caterpillar is going to say. You guys know that story, right? Hey, Dana's Garden Retreat. How are you? I did not see that come through, by the way, if you know what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Um, by the way, your maters were looking good the other day. We have a lot that are still green. Yeah, peppers are out of control. I never tried peppers. I mean, I've done them before, but they just get stunted. I don't have good success with most most vegetables. I'm not a green thumb. This year, and that's why I plant like 50 tomato plants because, with my luck, I get maybe 10 plants that really do very well. But you accumulate all those and you might get, 10 plants worth. So, and yeah, they are coming out pretty good. And the variety has been nice. We just had those organic burgers I made on the grill, and we put this, it's called a big rainbow. So it's sort of like got some yellow and a little bit tinges of red. Slice that up, and it was this big. And then put that, I made little burgers because I got these little pretzel buns. They call them sliders, right? So I made little tiny burgers, and the tomato was this big. I had to cut the tomato in half just to put it on that bun, and that was so good. Oh my gosh! You don't want anybody here to be jealous, but I got Buzz's our garage coffee mug. Oh yeah, you got that silver one. I was looking at that myself, and I'm gonna get one for myself. I need that. That's a nice looking one. I think somebody ordered a red one, and now you ordered a silver one. I mean, I like the black one too, and I'm a coffee cup collector, so something's going to have to get off the wall to replace it with one of those. But I'll probably buy one myself too. The company that's doing this is giving me the. I'm going to pick up at some point this week or next week. Pick up a sample package so that we can show the stuff, live, or I can do a separate video or something just so you can see what we have right now. And she's still adding stuff to it. So, but I appreciate you getting that cup. I know pricing is, it's a little bit higher um, than I've seen some other sites where pricing is a little bit lower too. She does get good quality stuff. And believe it or not, she says on some things, the American stuff, because I asked for, American, and she said, believe it or not, some of the American stuff isn't as good as some of the stuff that they're getting from other places. Believe it or not, that's what she says. So, well, I don't have any in my hand to compare. So, uh, but the hat that I bought, I mean, it was decent. It seemed like a decent hat. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, Rick, how are you doing? You weather wimps, huh? Yeah, okay. We have an insane amount of banana peppers. First, I haven't tried those. This was a crazy. Yeah, it was different for tomatoes. That's for sure. Made in Ohio. I should get something. You know, I'm looking at different things to offer, and we may do some Ohio because just for you guys up in Michigan, you need to buy some Ohio stuff. Maybe what's Ohio good for? Well, I can't send beer through the mail, although that would be nice. But you know what I did get? There's two things I wanted to tell you today. I just got if you guys have been following my Social Security board, I keep bragging that for 2 years now, WellCare has not charged. Yeah, Geauga County maple syrup. I was just thinking that too, but I think Canadian maple syrup might be a little better. But Geauga County maple syrup is good. As a matter of fact, I have a bottle from Costco. I can't remember where that was made. I just had some yesterday on my cheap my cheap blueberry waffles. I buy the cheapest ones, and man, they taste cheap too. I might have to go back to Eggo waffles. And no, I don't have a waffle maker, and I don't make my own. We got too many gadgets as it is that we don't use. So, waffle maker, I'd probably use 15 times a year, and it would just sit there and collect dust. Um, yeah, no, Diablo today, this whole past week or almost 2 weeks, it's been beautiful. But anyway, So WellCare have been bragging that we've got zero premium on, me and Mrs. Buzz's. She takes X pills, I take X pills, and we don't pay for the pills. We don't pay for a monthly. We don't have a monthly charge. Well, that all changed. I just got this in the mail like half an hour ago, and you can see the WellCare is now going to be $7.60 for us. So from $0 to $7.60. So here it starts. The ragweed is so bad I can't stay awake. Oh boy. What about last winter, spring? Last winter was tough for me at Grand Junction Mike. That was tough. That's why I want to get a part-time job for the winter. Because I can't wake up and see these dull skies every day, and I want to be into a building or somewhere, not cooped up. I want to get out. And if I could get a job, I'll do that. Auto insurance just went down on renewal by $18 a month. Wow. Man, I hope I see that. At work, hey, Elton's retirement journey and travels. You're at work retiring next week from E-Trade. Oh, no kidding. Wanted to do a feature retirement like Buzz since 2 years younger and nearly the same time. We'll point out what I learned from you. Okay, Elton's retirement journey. I'll be honest with you, I have not watched. I've watched some of your videos. I haven't commented on very many of them. I am really getting really bad at trying to follow everybody. I subscribe to everybody, and it's just so hard to follow everybody. Then I go down these rabbit holes. Like I just started watching some Vietnam, like CBS had a reporter out in Vietnam, and they were showing a live. It's just interesting. And then as soon as you click on something like that, your feed just turns into Vietnam, and then guns, and then it'll turn into all kinds of things. I follow Hickok 45 too, because he does a lot of shooting. He's been doing this for years and years. He's if you're ever going to get into shooting, Hickok 45 is one of the many good guys. And I can't get back to all the retirement people. But I appreciate that, Elton. That's really good. Thank you. You have Mickey Mouse Waffle Iron and Spiderweb one for Halloween. And they only come out once a year, Dana, or what? Indians got lucky last night. I know. I said that they're 1-0 against you guys, at least for September. Hi, Buzz. Did they increase the deductible as well? They did on my plan. Carlos, I did not. It says, coverage $590 except for covered insulin products. And now it's $615 except for covered insulin products and most adult Part D vaccines. And then the copays on tier 1 drugs went from 10 to 15. And on tier 2 drugs, 15 to 20. So it's starting. And this all happened. And again, I don't do politics, but from what I understand, this happened because of a law they passed last administration, which tried to, and this happens with anything in politics. You put a cork over here, and then the dam breaks open over here. So it happens all the time, everywhere. And that's just the way it is. So that's what's happening here. They've been talking about it for a year, and it's happened. So, and this is, I know I got some people in California that I talked to, and they were not even paying $0. They were paying like $15 or $20. Now theirs is probably going to go up higher. Now, in October, I think it's October 15th, I'm going to go on Medicare.gov, and I'm going to look to see if there's a lower cost plan. I do that. So far, I've done that every year with hers and with mine. Because Medicare.gov, all you got to do is, it's so easy to use. And, once you get out, you don't even have to sign up. You can just look on there and look for your plans, look for Advantage plans in your area. You can, yes, going to a broker is cool. And I think that's a wise thing to do. But if you do some research on your own, make some notes. And if the broker says basically the same thing that you saw, then you're in sync. Um, which is what happened when I went on the ACA. I looked at all the plans and they found something that was a little bit different, um, which was actually better for me that I saw. But it was like one of five I was thinking about. And so they chose one of my five. And I thought, okay, we're on the same page. That's good. But they also offered that AFLAC type insurance, catastrophic insurance, which I took for the 11 months that I needed the ACA. And that would have given me, if anything, heart attack or anything would have happened to me like that, it would have covered $10,000 because my deductible was close to 10,000. So paying for that, which included dental and vision, worked out for me. And I've talked about that over in the past, but it did work out for me. But in that case, it was good to go to a health market broker. And Medicare.gov says health market insurance companies they basically say, go see them, So they actually pick them out. And so I thought, okay, well, if Medicare.gov says that's a good one to see, and they have branches in every state practically. So last I checked. So I thought that would be, and it worked out good for me. So that was nice. It's hard to keep up with everyone's videos. Yeah, it is. I try. Picked up my RX at Walmart and it went down a few dollars. Well, that's good. Well, this is going to take effect in 2026 is what I'm seeing. So, yeah, and there's always going to be some changes here and there. Go work part-time for Home Depot. They love older folks and treat them well. You aren't looking for a career. Yeah, Todd, you're right. But the last thing I heard, and I don't know if it's true, was that you can fill out an employment application for Home Depot, but you can't pick your location. I would rather work at the 1.5 miles away from me. If I have to go to another one, it's far away, and I'll burn up more gas and more time driving than it's worth it, in my opinion. So I'd have to investigate that. And the other thing is, in the wintertime, they actually have less employees. So, I don't know how that would actually work, but it's something I'm going to start. I said this before, next month, I'll start looking into it and see if there's something I can do. Short of that, I'm going to start my eBay little side hustle too, because I have got so much, me and Mrs. Buzz have so much stuff as we declutter. We're picking up and putting on the side a whole bunch of stuff. We're keeping some Amazon boxes. And during the cold winter months, we're going to be selling the eBay stuff, either on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or something like that. So we'll get into that big time. I'll do it probably a couple hours a day, every day in the wintertime. So even if I don't get a part-time job, at least I'll have that. I'll be doing that too. There's so much interesting stuff. Yesterday, I watched Midlife Stockman ×3. He helps people with their yards in Detroit. Oh, that's cool. YouTube channel is easy to keep up with. Your YouTube channel. Yeah, because you're not putting nothing on it. I wish you would. Watch the earning limit with SS. Yeah, that's correct. Todd, thank you. That's absolutely correct. I think it's somewhere around 23,400 or something like that. Don't quote me. But I'm already running into that problem. Long story. I deferred. Yeah, it's a long story, but I deferred YouTube income from last year into this year. And I'm not going to get into it in case there's any tax people watching, but so now with this income, I have to do the same thing. Now I got to push it out because I'm going to reach that 23,000 possibly here. So I have to push that out to next year. Hopefully by next year, everything will be settled down. But yeah, it's nuts. And I won't hit 67 where you can make a lot more money until not this coming January, but the January after. So things will get better for me. Hopefully, as long as the YouTube keeps working for me and everything else keeps working for me. But you're right, taking that part-time job, I got to be careful. That's why I was thinking the end of this year and then into next year. So split that up a little bit. We'll see how it goes. And even if I go over the threshold, you don't lose that money. Yes, they will stop, from what I understand, they will stop sending you a check or whatever. But when I turn 67, they recalculate that back into, so instead of getting, $3,000 a month, let's just say I'll get 3,010 or something like that. So you don't actually lose the money. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. But thanks for bringing that up, Todd. You're exactly right. I think I got it at Walgreens. Poor Hickok 45 broke his leg. Yeah, I saw that, Greg. I saw him sitting on his porch in a cast or something, and he talked about breaking his. I didn't watch the video, but I thought, oh, that's interesting. Part timer here, bookstore. That's right, Rick. You got that? Yeah, 11 to 6. Yeah, that's right. You got that bookstore side gig. Snack time. That's nice. Retire inspired. How are you? The day is going really. Every day is good. I mean, I can't explain how good it is. Go work for a senior, helping seniors as a companion. They need some guys. Some of the clients want guys to hang out with, but we're all women. One guy we just went to puzzles games. Yeah, I could do that. There's a old folks home right near me. I could pop in there one day and just whatever and ask and see what I could do that. I don't know if they'll pay, but because I have no qualifications or no certificates in healthcare or anything. Um, so I don't know, but I can talk and I can listen too. I can. My wife doesn't believe that, but I can. I help out our longtime friends in our town. He's in his mid 80s and can't drive. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Steve does. Steve at Steve's Retirement Corner does that a lot too. He always calls them his little ladies. Little lady that lives over there. And that's really nice that he goes and helps out these people in the neighborhood. Um, I don't have that right now around me. Um, but I would definitely. Somebody just posted on Facebook a couple of weeks ago that something stupid and simple, but they had a medical condition and they couldn't get out of the house, so they needed somebody. Their garbage cans were knocked over before the garbage was going to pick up. They got the automatic pickups now, and sometimes they get out and they'll help. The driver will get out and help, but I don't think that's his job. So if the thing's down and the garbage is all over the place, the driver's not going to pick it up, and I don't blame him. It's not like the old days anymore. Um, so she posted on Facebook, "Hey, could somebody help me?" And she didn't get a response, but I PM'd her and I said, "Hey man, I'll come over there right now. Just let me know if you didn't get somebody." And she never responded to me, which is fine. But then she posted later on and said that a couple people stopped and just did it. They didn't even acknowledge they were going to do it. They just saw it, stopped, and picked it up, and she was good to go. So little things like that, I don't mind trying to help out. Or I think that, but I got to get my name out there, I guess, that I'm available to a point. I don't want to be on call, but yes, I would definitely help. And I think anybody who's doing that, like you, Kaz, and Steve and other people, I think that's great. Online selling is a great way to make money. Well, yes, I think so. Although I've had some, I don't know, some things with eBay that I wasn't really happy with. There was a couple incidents where people tried to frame me for something that, for instance, we had a restaurant close near us, but it was still open in Michigan and down in Southern Ohio. I think it was Longhorn or Lone Star or Longhorn or something like that. But there was still two still open. So I put this gift card. It was a $25 gift cards, which I couldn't use. I wasn't going to go to Michigan. I wasn't going to drive all the way down south. So I put those on eBay and I said, you can have them, both of them for $40 or $35. I practically gave them away. I don't know what it was. And someone bought them right away. And I thought, okay, that's cool. And then they sent me an email complaining that, hey, you are how did they say it? You are basically you're an a-hole because the restaurants are closed. You knew that, and you tried to sell this stuff. And of course, had my information, and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, but there are 2 open locations, one in Michigan and one in Southern Ohio. So I did not try to scam you. But even to go through that, because you're a dumbass and you didn't, do your homework, you're going to blame me. And that's the way society is now. It's always go blame somebody else. And I don't get into that. I am stress free. So I don't do that. So that's one drawback to it. I'm not crazy. I'm not good at customer service. Let's put it that way. Because in my book, the customer is not always right. Half the time, the customers are a couple crayons short of a box, If you need any tips on eBay selling, hit me up. Yeah, well, Retire Inspired. I just watched one of your videos yesterday about your 5 side hustles. I just watched that, and I will go through. I even said before I'm going to go through all of your videos and check it out, because when I get into something, I like to do my homework. I like to do the homework, so I think I know what I'm getting into. And I've sold before. I do have an account that's been open for years. And I've sold stuff and had success. I know fees are getting higher and there's things that are different now, but I think just to get rid of the stuff, I'll be willing to almost give it away. So I help one of our, okay. So if you need any tips, yep. Friends selling ebook and Facebook marketplace. They make some serious, I'm not looking for serious money. We're just looking to get rid of stuff. Let me see where I'm at here. What state are you in? Okay, she's in Georgia. Rick's retirement journey. Which bookstore are you working at? Books a Million. If you have a local flea market, you may want to consider getting a booth. It's so much. Yeah, the only problem is my sister-in-law does the same thing, and we do not, under any conditions, want to ever see her again. So that would be an awful weird experience to catch her at one of those. 80 Jesse in Asia, 80 degrees and limping football. Yeah, man, that Pittsburgh game against Seattle, that was a tough game. Yeah, when Steve talks about his little ladies, it cracks me up. Yeah. Meals on Wheels. I know I looked into that too. We do have one local. But we'll see. I just got a flyer from them a month ago, I think, too. Helping your neighbors. I bring in the neighbor's trash yeah, that's good. One neighbor asked me if he could. Yeah, I told my neighbor over here, Mark. I said, hey, if you ever need me to cut your grass, or I'm out there, I can do it. I've done it before. I used to do it with the person who lived there before him, and she passed away. She was a drunk. I mean, I'll come out and say it. She was a drunk, and she had a paraplegic husband. So those two didn't mix, and that was an ugly time because we were over there helping him, and her dad was trying to help her, and didn't work out. Alcohol is a nasty, nasty, nasty thing, and I that's one of the reasons I stay away from it. You could call me a teetotaler, you could call me a whatever you want to call me, but if you are inclined to have bad habits or get bad habits quickly, drinking is not one that you want. So I stay away from it, and it's paid off all these years. So I'm kind of glad. Carlos, sunny California. I wish I had a Books a Million. We don't have a Books a Million. We have Half Price Books, and we used to go there. My wife and would take my daughters there all the time to get their books. I think it was Logan's Restaurant you were talking about. Uh, Wait a minute. You can always be an online customer. We have Rumpke Waste Management, and the driver in our area is awesome about helping seniors. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Rumpke, I think there's been so much consolidation, and it's Republic here, and then Waste Management. And I think Waste Management is so overpriced, but you look at their stock and it's like just keeps going up and up and up. And I know when I was working at the company, my last company, I happened to notice an invoice that they were charging us. I happened to see it uh, on the accounts payable lady's desk, and I said, "We pay that much for garbage pickup?" It was like $800 just to pick up once a week or something, and we had recyclables too. And I said, "That seems high." So I called a competitor, and I got it half price. And then that competitor got bought up by Waste Management, believe it or not. But they were able to keep our pricing fairly good. So and then we went to somebody else. But in here in our town, the town picks who the garbage people are. Uh, what did they cut? I just got this breaking news. I want to see what the Fed did. So bear with me a second. What did they do? Did they do the quarter point, half point, or nothing? What did they do? Quarter point. Two more cuts this year. So they only did a quarter point, but two more cuts this year. So it could be a quarter. Well, they might get down to the 3/4 point or a full point, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Does it matter? Terry works as a director, service person, approximately 12 hours a week as our son's aide. Yeah, that's good. We launched a couple of beds. We have it still downsizing. Waste management and funeral homes always have plenty of business. Yeah, they do. I got my teeth cleaned on Monday. Yeah, you can't afford to drink. Uh, I got my teeth cleaned on Monday. X-ray showed an abscess. Uh-oh. So off to the endodontist for a root canal. Oh, going tomorrow back to the okay. 1,700. Oh boy. Yeah, Dana. Dana, that trust me, that's the way it is nowadays with kids. It probably was back in our days too. I would think. We didn't feel. We just come and get me. Well, when you feel sick, if that's true, you feel sick. That's how you want to do it. They text me jobs and I hit accept or decline by email. They're great. Clean bill of health. Yeah, good 280 zone. I'm not retired yet and I can't afford not to drink. Well, that's true too. Yeah. I was numb and didn't feel a thing. That's good. I didn't think it would affect my husband and I very much. The interest rate, hope it helps our kids. Well, that's why I locked in. I did some CDs where, with some money, that they're technically IRAs, but they're CDs. But they technically classify them as an IRA. So I did 3-year, locked in 3 years, what's called rising rate. So it actually, for the 3 years, it goes higher and higher for 3 years guaranteed. And because I knew they were going to cut the rate at some point. So I know the banks will, and I don't know if it'll affect them right away, but the banks will eventually start lowering their interest rates. And does that mean that the stock market's going to go up even higher? Because I don't know. I was just kind of wondering what you guys think. Jennifer W., how are you? You just got, yeah, 3.9. So Carlos, well, after that 3 months, you might not be able to get that. But I don't know. I don't know how that works. If there's any banking people on here, let me know. What do you think's going to happen out there? Yeah, nobody understands the Fed. I don't know if it's political or not. They say, some people say it's political, some people say it's not, but I just don't know. Nor do I care. you know, you can only what do they say? Control what you can control. And if you don't have control, I just don't worry about it. Just let the smart people who think they're smart, let them figure it out. Let everybody figure it out. But yeah, I would, that's why we locked in we did some 1 years and we did some 3 years on money I don't think we're going to need. So it's just safe money that's locked away. Um, and I don't have to worry about it for the next 3 years. And then in 3 years, who knows what's going to happen. So getting 5.2% on dividends. No, that's good. I still play with that yield max but I did put some Otter from Howard from Otter's Retirement Corner went into DFUS, and I just like the name of it, Doofus, because that fits me perfect, Doofus. So I put a little bit of money into that one, and that's if you read about it, it seems like a pretty decent way to, almost a safe way to put money. Not safe, but safer place to put money. Doesn't do a lot of interest, but the growth could be there because it has a bunch of companies and they manage it pretty well from what I understand. And I had Chat GPT check it out too, and it seemed like but I just like the name. I drank more when I was younger. Now not so much, but beer and wings while watching football. Yeah, I just, what, Mike, I never had a taste for beer. I'm probably the only one in Ohio that doesn't like the taste of beer. Did I drink it when I was young? Yes. Um, but I just never had a taste for it. Like some people don't like coffee, some people don't like coconut. Some people don't like, different things. And I'm the one that doesn't like coconut. But I love my coffee. But I just never had a taste for beer. I can drink it, but I just don't care for it as much. I'd rather have a cup of coffee over a beer, believe it or not. I just do individual stocks. Yeah, that's one way to do it. But they keep inviting me to this Boggleheads, which is that Vanguard, and their strategy is basically, don't pay a lot of investment money. Keep keep a wide, like just do the S&P 500 type things and keep your expenses low and keep putting into it, and kind of like a put it in there and don't pay attention to it kind of deal. And they keep having meetings, but they have them on Saturdays. And I haven't gone to one yet, but I keep getting invited by Ken. He invites me out to our local one. I just haven't, I got to make one of those just to see what they're all about. I'm out of the loop on purpose. Please don't fill me in. That's right. You don't like beer, huh? Hey, Mark's Weather, how are you? Here's a step further. I've never tasted beer. No kidding. I told him to put my tax money to work and ride the bus. Oh, boy. He's going to be mad at you now. Hey, Gracie and SATX, how are you? There's an enormous amount of difference in the variety of beers and ales. Definitely an acquired taste. Yeah, and my daughter, you saw my Noble Beast t-shirt because my daughter helped open up this place across from the FBI building downtown Cleveland. What is flying around me? And called Noble Beast, and they have the big tanks, and they make their own beers. And went there a couple times, but then she became a firefighter. But we did go there a couple times, and I didn't get the beer. I didn't. So I was probably the only one sitting there that didn't have a beer. My mom and dad drank lots. I used to say I would rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. Yeah, the drinking kind of messed up our family. I won't get into that, but it was not good. So that's another thing. It kind of ruined my mom's first marriage, and it ruined her second marriage, among other things. So, yeah, not, but that was 60s and 70s. Times were different. If you didn't drink, you were an outcast, basically, back then. Just relaxing before work class. Okay. We got a 5-month CD at 4% banks now. Yep. 3.6. Yeah. Yep. Oh, there's another thing I wanted to tell you. I'm going to do a video about this, but I'll let you guys know like right now. Do you know you can, geez, I want to make sure I get it right. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I get this right. Just hold on a second. I just want to make sure I don't tell you the wrong thing. Because I'll do a video and I'll link it. Okay, I see it. It's called Broker Check. Broker Check. So if you're using a broker, I looked at, I'll do this video and I'll talk about why and all this stuff, but Broker Check, this person or company I was going to deal with, I was going to try to do a video with them. And it didn't work out because remember I did the 300, under 300,000, under 200,000. Then I wanted to do under 100,000. And I wanted a professional. And my premise was, okay, I'm going to retire with under 100,000. You as a professional money guy, what should I do? I mean, these are the facts. And I'm not saying it's me, but I'm just saying as part of my 300, 200, 100, as part of that 3-part series, I wanted them to walk me through it, and it didn't work because they were kind of like, well, you shouldn't have less than 100,000. Okay, I know. Well, what if? Well, what can we tell people? And they kind of just didn't want to be involved in it after that. But anyway, on their website, they have what's called Broker Check. And I used it once on somebody that I was looking at and saw that at a period some time ago, they had their license suspended for 1 year. So, the antenna go up like, okay, it doesn't say, well, it does say why if you dig deep into it, but it was something I didn't really understand. I think it was like they were working with somebody else and I don't know, something happened. Somebody filed a complaint, but they go before a board and they can take away your license to be a financial person type thing. So Broker Check, if you're using a broker, it would be interesting to go on Broker Check and look up that broker or that company and just see what the 411 is on them. So if you're using a broker or you're going to use one, use that Broker Check website to double check. And like I said, I'll probably do a quick video about it, but you guys know about this now. So if that helps anybody. Let me get back here. You spend a lot of time doing boring research. I'm lucky my local CU matches I get 4% on my money market, transfer funds in and out of it instantly, not locked in. That's good. DIY as I see it. How are you? Unless whatever you're invested in is for long term is beating, just invest in the S&P 500. Oh, God, why am I getting this message? Okay. Unless whatever you are invested. Okay, yeah. I drink my coffee black, so I probably don't have the best taste buds. You posted all on our screens here to look for new highs on equity. It was all about the smoking in our home in the 60s. I've never smoked either, inhaled enough. Yeah, you better believe it. My father, don't forget, we grew up in a mobile home. So you could think of a 2-bedroom mobile home, three boys, my mother and my stepfather. And he worked at Ford. And eventually, we didn't stay there that long, but we ended up getting a house with 2 bedrooms again, which made no sense, but whatever. And he used to smoke the Pall Mall Reds. And I swear, the ceiling used to be white and it turned yellow, like an orange haze. And when we were a kid, we didn't know. We didn't know that secondhand smoke was, probably stunted my lungs at some point. Um, but that's the way it was. As my uncle from Ohio used to say, I'd rather smoke wacky tobacco than drink a beer. Hmm. I definitely had my share of alcohol in my younger days. Luckily, it turned on me, and my body hates it. Now, if you overindulge, it could be, especially if you got someone's holding your hair while you're puking, right? You can only take that so much. I pretty much only ever drank beer, but I stopped when the kids were born. Not that I had a problem with it, but it makes me sleepy. And yeah, you definitely, when you had the kids, yeah. I never had a taste for wine either. I drink grape juice, but I don't like wine. You should get a Ramsey person to answer that. Yeah, trying to find somebody. I don't know. Never really never picked up on it again. Amazing how much money is saved by not buying beer. Yeah, I only drink water. Um, I drink milk in my coffee, a little bit of milk, lactate free, 2%. Um, but I once in a while I do a carbonated beverage. Once in a while, if we go out to a restaurant, I'll drink a Coke or Pepsi or whatever they have. Um, but it's either coffee or tea. That's and mostly water. That's all I drink. I don't drink anything else. And that's weird because when I was young, it was you drink all kinds of things, Kool Aid, everything. But I stay away from sugar. So I'm 50 years into investing and usually very happy with my returns. Yeah, and that can be done. That can be done. Broker check confirms we are broker than most other people. Old radio dude, that is the answer of the day. I like that. I don't have a clue about investing. Wake me up when you're done. All right, we're done. On the eastern shore of Virginia, they had a pretty crazy storm come through yesterday that dropped 5 inches. Wow. Holy cow. Vanguard is good for moderate maniacs, as Dwayne would say. Yeah, I might go. I'd like to go. I just wish they had them like at night. Like I would rather have it at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening when people get off work, type thing, than do it like a Saturday morning. I know for working people, Saturday morning can make sense, but it's only an hour meeting. But I'd rather them do it like evening. I prefer Fidelity over Vanguard. No, I'm not saying that it's you have to put it in Vanguard. I'm just saying that the Boggleheads came from the creator of Vanguard, I believe. I don't know much about it, but I understand their principles. So and they're, what they do is I don't think bad. So, but I'd like to just go to. I was invited to one of their meetings. Somebody was watching this channel and saw me and said, "Hey, why don't you come to a meeting?" And that was like 6 months ago, and I've never gone yet. Yeah, yeah. That's what I got. This is my favorite water is Deer Park, and then we use refrigerated water with the filter on it, which I change every 4 months, 4 or 5 months, just to get the some of the crap out of it. But this Deer Park water, I won't drink. Like Sam says, like what do they call it? A reconstituted water. I forget what they call it, but they actually say that there's minerals in it. And I don't know if it's just my imagination or not. What does this say? But they add minerals to it. And like I said, I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but it tastes salty to me. And you're going to drink water and then you're thirsty when you're done drinking it. So it made no sense to me. And I see people buying that crap. I mean, that water all the time. I just, no. Now, Deer Park says They get it mostly from PA, Foster Township, New Tripoli, Pine Grove, and there's one place in New Jersey, Bloomsbury, New Jersey. I wonder what that's like. And one place in Maryland, Oakland, Maryland, if I can read that right. I had pretty crazy Stormbringer. This Mike's take. Greetings from, I prefer Fidelity. 20 years, no carbonated drinks. Yeah, I didn't know, Carlos, if that affected my stomach or not, so I just stopped. Almost finished with new water well. Oh, that's right, Greg. You had that project for $64,000. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's a lot of bucks. I bought a water distiller because I prefer to drink purified. Then I put it in. Okay, that makes sense. Reverse osmosis. Yeah, I don't. Oh, I don't know about his. Yeah. Feds cut it right. Quarter point. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah. Aquifer. That's where a lot of the cancer is coming from these days too. Secondhand smoke. I can believe that. Lynn, how are you? Did the plot hound get adopted? Nope, not yet. Not that I know of. No. Hey, writing life's next chapter. Say that 10 times fast. How are you? I'm not a fan of soda pops. I like them once in a while. I'll drink them. I used to buy the Sam's. Um, yeah, that's 64,000. I used to buy the Sam's Club. They used to have the Mexican Coke, and it was $18 for a case. Now it's double. It's over the course of years. Over the course of the last 7 years, 8 years, it's gone to $36. So it's doubled. It's just crazy. I won't buy it. Once in a while, I'll stop it when I stop at the local grocery store, Giant Eagle. They have the single bottles. They're like a buck, probably $2 now. Once in a while, I'll buy one because it's got pure cane sugar instead of. And now everybody's doing that. They're getting the pure cane sugar and getting that high fructose corn syrup out of there. Back in the 90s, I worked at a place that designated smoking room, and everything turned brown. Yep. Yeah, that's Carlos. That's why I take that Protonics because my stomach doctor said, "Yep, that lining, and I'm not no doctor or nurse, but that lining. So what I say is just going to be me, but that lining is very thin. Your esophageal lining is very thin, and if you keep getting that acid reflux, it just like burns a hole in it, and then it can cause esophageal cancer. So that's why I take the Protonics just to keep that acid down, and I'm due for another scope too. So it's been a while, so I got to get back in there, get that done. So he's going to do the colonoscopy and the other one at the same time. So I got to do this one more time, and then I'll probably stop doing it. That'll be good for another 5 years. So that'll get me into 70, 71 years old. So yeah, maybe I'll have to do it one more time after that. Hey, Paul, how are you? Paul, let me tell you. Sit down while I tell you this. Ready, Paul? In retirement, every day is a good day. I can't stress that enough. I cannot stress that enough. I am doing well writing Life's Next Chapter. I am doing very well. I mean, I don't have to get up and go to work. I don't have to. And when you can get the words have to out of your vocabulary, life becomes so much simpler. So much simpler. We will put one of the filtrations that will treat our waters to come out 500 goes to our home. Ah, septic company told us we're due for a new septic soon at 20,000. Oh man, the hits just keep coming, don't they? Wow. What happened to me is that the cells mutate to stomach cells or cancer. Ah. Neighbor here in my town almost died this past weekend from a bleed in her esophagus. Wow. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy things that happen, you know. Cutting out sugar and carbs, processed foods has really helped my stomach, but I know you don't want to give up your carbs. No, I just had 4 pieces of rye bread today. No, I won't give up carbs. Nope, nope, nope. But remember, I only eat twice a day. I know a lot of you, some of you have to eat every couple hours because if you're diabetic or something like that, you got to keep your sugar levels. And I understand that completely. But I've always just eaten twice a day. Um, I never had breakfast when I was working, never. And then I would have lunch and then come home for dinner. And I still kind of do that. I might have some, but I switched a little bit. I might have breakfast, so I'll eat a little sandwich or breakfast sandwich, or I'll make some eggs and toast or waffles or something, maybe some pancakes one day, and then I won't eat the rest of the day until dinner. You know, maybe I'll grab a apple or something like that or banana or whatever, but I won't eat a meal. I won't sit down and eat a meal for lunch. So um, I think that's how I maintain my weight because my weight when I retired almost 2 years ago, September 29th. When I retired back then, I weighed 235. Today I got on the scale. I was 235 after 2 years. So I'm maintaining the same type. And I thought I would gain more weight because I'm not doing as much now. And I thought I would gain weight, but I'm not. So that's kind of good. I should use that as a title, huh? Every day in retirement is a good day. All right, I'll do that. If I can remember. We agree that's not a bad day when we retire. That's right. And I know you got to pick up the grandkids, and that's a I have to moment, but it's different. It's not like I have to go to work. I have to meet with the boss. I have to get this project done. I have to have a timeline. I have to, those things are way back here. And it's weird because now 2 years. And I did a video when I returned to work, just to, I filmed my old office and stuff like that, which was really weird. But I don't even think about it anymore. It's like 2 years later. I'm sort of. It's like a distant memory now. It's so strange. Um, yeah, it's really strange. It's like I almost didn't work there. And maybe that's just my memory fading, or I've got some kind of blockage up here. I don't know what it is, but it's very strange not to even really think that I'm connected to it anymore after 2 years. Like I'm so totally disconnected, um, which is weird. I just snacked on white cheddar Cheez-Its. Oh man, those I haven't bought those in 10 years. I think the biggest thing I didn't calculate enough was for home maintenance. Yeah, that's, and I did a video about that, what I think, because this year, um, Greg, this year, hold on. I can't do 5 things at once. You guys have all seen this already, but my 2025 has been 11,870. Now, the steps is still not finished. So I've got another 261 going into that, plus a 50 for some more cinder block. So let's call it $310 or something on top of let's just call it $1,000. So, I'm going to be well over 12,000 for this year. Last year, I didn't have anything. So I guess if you look at my first year retirement versus my second, it's averaging out to 6,000 a year. Now, as I explained in other videos, the electric panel, I won't need to replace. The water heater, I'm good for another 10, 15 years. Attorney fees, we should not see that ever again. Crossing our fingers. The steps, if I do them right, I'll be dead before something happens to the steps because I'm making them very, 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 very nice. The crowns last 5 years or so. So, I might have to get those done again at some point, but those are things that hopefully I'm not going to see again. The roof's already done. I mean, yes, I would like to change some things, uh, but little by little. So, and I still got the bathroom to finish. I got most of the stuff here. So it's just going to be my labor. I bought just about everything. But there'll be a couple more $100 into that for sure. So yeah, but I itemized all that stuff and tried to figure it out. And I think I came up with, even with a car, I think I came up with between now and the next 20 years, I think I came up with $75,000 is my target. So until I get to 85, I'm looking at around 75,000, maybe $100,000, depending on the price of things as it goes up and up and up. So that's something that we should all do before retirement is try. And it's hard because you don't know if the tree's going to fall on your house or if your plumbing is going to back up one day and it's in an inaccessible spot where the plumbers are going to charge you an arm and a leg. Cars, depending on what you get, it can be anywhere between 15,000 and 65, 70,000. I mean, depending on what you want to do. Some people like to buy new cars. Some people take a used one. So yeah, you need to get that in your mind, right? And I probably didn't do that good of a job with it. But now that I did, I'm not as scared as I was before. Yes, it's a lot of money, but that 12,000, I want to replace that, whether it be with YouTube or did I tell you I have a store? Whether I got sales on my store or whether I go work part time. I want to cover that 12,000 or 15,000, whatever it is. I would just feel better to replace that, and while I can, because eventually I either will have no desire to go to work at all, or I physically or mentally won't be able to go to work. So I got to have all my ducks in a row before that, when I get that age where I can't or won't or don't want to. So I'd like to cover as much of that as I can. Now, those of you who are smart and planned all your life and you've got, tons of money stacked away, you're in a lot better shape. You're not even thinking about, if this goes bad or this goes bad. You're not thinking about it because you got it covered, which is great. But guys like me, dummies like me who didn't prepare well through their life for retirement, we got to be a little bit more careful. I just snacked on weight. Oh, yeah, we saw that. Suburban. Hey, Suburban. So interesting. I've been doing the same thing, purging out old work documents I no longer need. As soon as you throw it away, you'll need it. Because of your video on the water heater, I told my wife before we retire, we need to get that changed. Ours is, yeah, you probably do. Yeah, and you might get, just like me, I got it quoted. If you guys remember, I got it quoted. And then I opened, so I got the water heater quoted because it was old. I just wanted to get it done and do it in the summertime. So, hot water in the summer is not a big deal. I mean, I could take a cold shower in the summer. It's not a big deal. So I just wanted to get it done in the summer. If there was any issues, if I went without hot water for a day or something, I don't care. Different than the winter. But I got it quoted. It was like $1,800 or something, 1850. And then I opened the walls to the bathroom. And then I saw the knob and tube coming down. And act technically, to code, you can't put the walls back up. Now, nobody knew it except me and, you guys. So, and I don't know if any of you would rat me out, but you never know. So let's get the electric done first. Well, by the time, okay, I'll get the water heater in a month or two. Well, then the water heater breaks. It's just like, it's so weird how that happened. It's like I had a premonition and then a premonition came true, but I didn't react in time. So we had to clean up the water and everything. But local company we used, they did a super job. And it cost me $150 more. Probably the tariffs or something affected that or whatever, but he charged me $150 more. So it was an even $2,000. They put the expansion tank on, which I never had. I don't need technically, but I say put it on. I'm fine with that. So, but yeah, get it done because you just never know. And crowds last forever, huh? I'm not sure about that. I'm still getting 4.16 in my holding cash. Well, check it tomorrow. And I don't know how much they're going to react. Like, would you say Fidelity? Yeah, is Fidelity going to jump on this and change it and knock it down? I don't know if it works that way. I don't know if they're one for one. You know what I mean? I don't know that. I don't remember. We haven't had a rate change in what since last year, so I don't remember how that works when you have like a SPAC account or um, where you have, what'd you say it was, your holding cash, yeah, which is like a SPAC's SPAXX or something like that, where they give you that 4%. I don't know if that'll change one for one. I plan to drive so little and take such good care of my. It'll last forever. Yeah, but you're in Ohio, and I'm in Ohio, and the bad thing about that is they use salt. So rust is a big issue, especially on your electrical is not immune to the salt, and that's can really screw you up. And when you get an electrical problem on a car, good night. I mean, good luck too, because just to diagnose it and figure it out, that's not the easiest thing. Um, so yeah, if we lived in California or something, Kaz, that would be a little different. Or Arizona, where 280 zone is, they probably have never seen salt, unless they went to the salt mine. Oh, thank you, 280 zone. Yeah, Kaz got that silver mug. I was looking at that too. Um, Man, that one looked pretty nice because silver and red are my two favorite colors. When I got my Mazda, I was trying to figure out. I had a silver Mazda before, and I like silver. And then when I was getting the next Mazda, they have that Soul Red, Mazda Soul Red, and it looks like candy apple red, like the old muscle cars had that same kind of look to it. And yeah, it's a little bit out there. And I was kind of like, should I get that one? Should I not? And I thought I'll just get a plain white one. And Mrs. Buzz said, no white cars. And I'm like, I like white cars too. And so I went the opposite of the white. I went with the Soul Red, and I really liked that one. So I saw they offer those coffee cups in red, not Soul Red, but in red. That silver. I like the black too, so it looks pretty good. Dropping in between meetings. I know. Punk bass and covers. I think you're stressing out, dude. I really feel it, man. You're stressing out. You got to do something. You got to do something. You got to figure it out. No, you can't go to Vietnam. Your wife won't let you. So you got to figure out what you're going to do. Maybe take a vacation there and check it out. I say that because he is he's on the edge there. He's young, wants to get out of the rat race. He could retire now if he moved to a country like Vietnam or Philippines or somewhere like that. He thinks he can do it. So I say go visit, go see what you can find out. But your wife probably won't go with you. She'll probably tell you go by yourself. Uh, Call the Code Squad. The rumor is that Mary Hartsky invested in Bitcoin and is retired and living the high life in Parma. That's true. Dan, that's true. Dan, did you happen to you didn't get a chance to go to the Adios Muchachos show, huh? Anything new at the store, Buzz? Didn't spend enough at the dentist. No, Carlos, don't worry about it. You already put an order in, and I appreciate that, so don't worry about it. Yeah, you don't have, yeah, sometimes, Mark, you don't need to have that expansion tank. 55, you're 43. Just a 50-gallon water heater. There's sweatshirts. Yeah, there's sweatshirts, and I think she texted me. I think because a couple ladies asked for the V-neck, and I didn't look, but I think she said she put them on there. Yeah, you tried your bank. Thought, yeah, well, I am suspicious. That's for sure. Crowns can crack. Yeah, I favor the side, but now my mouth is all filled with crowns, so I can't like favor one side or the other. But these two over here are the newer ones, and they're making them out of what do they say? Porcelain, some kind of like fancy crap now or whatever it is. Not porcelain, but there's something else. I forget what they. It's like it's more. I guess it's more durable. I don't think I'm going to make it to 55. Yeah, that's what he's saying. He has to adjust. Hey Tim, you're late. That's $10. Southwest Ohio is a lot less salt than. Yeah, you're right, Kaz. I was thinking about that when I said it because your temperature stays a little, wee bit warmer sometimes. Just got the word that my job should be over October 6th. Ah, so you're going to look for another job, Greg, or are you going to retire? Yeah, no salt there, 280 zone, that's for sure. Without getting into deep business, I work on healthcare EMR software. That's right. You're right about the rust in the Midwest. I've seen pretty, yeah, nice looking vehicles on a lift and the frame and suspension are rusted away. Yep. I mean, sometimes because people bitch. I can't, and it used to be worse when we had rear wheel drive cars. You remember, that's all we had. And you couldn't get anywhere. So people were getting studded tires and which were fine, but then they keep them until, I think you had to have them off by April 15th. People would run them year round because they were too lazy. You hear that click, 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 wearing their studs down, tearing up the roads. But now you have the four-wheel drives, you have all-wheel drives, front-wheel drives, which do a lot better in the snow. But you always hear people complaining, they don't put enough salt on the roads. And I'm like, man, just put the bare minimum. And then you look around and it's just the streets are filled with salt. You could actually scoop it up and save bucketfuls because that's how much they dump sometimes. On the highways, that makes sense. I really think that they should on the highways, but on side streets, man, come on. Just put a little layer down there. And they're using that juice too. Combinate salt water, if you want to call it that. They use that too. But yeah, it just tears up the frames. It tears up the electrical. It's not good. Still hoping our Indians guarding. Yeah, Tim, they might make it. You never know. Ah, Carlos, you don't need to go there. White cars are great in Florida. That's right. That's right. Turned 71 last Thursday. Well, happy birthday to you, David. 71. Retired at 68. Yeah, happy birthday to you. I hope you're feeling good. Any aches or pains? Any idea when a T-shirt with the marijuana leaf that says "Buzz" that Buzz's Garage will be coming out? I'm gonna have to ask her if she'll do that. Probably won't be a big seller, but you never know. Yeah, silver rounds. Oh, we already got 3 sold, huh? I know silver just keep and gold broke another record. Crazy. Going on vacation next year to Vietnam, but my wife is coming. Okay, cool. I can't imagine not living in America. I'd like to go check out other places, but yeah, I think we have a comfort zone here that we're not going to find anywhere else. That's just my opinion. I don't know from experience because I've never been to another country or stayed for a long time. My husband's in the Philippines right now checking it out. He's not liking it at all. Cheap life, but the quality of life is a lot different. Yeah. So it depends on what you're used to and what you're going to look for. Military green is not my color. Yes, I'm seeing V-necks are available. Yeah, thank you, 280 Zone. Yeah, she said she was putting some stuff out there. Yeah, hoping to see more of the world. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, Lynn. Thank you for stopping in. Hey, Mama. It's 3 waiting for my grandkids to finish school. Kingsville, Ontario. Yeah, you sent us the good weather, I think. We were just talking about that. Usually our weather comes from you, I think. Or at least up that way. Yeah, it is nice to be. But I'm still at that age where in the wintertime, if I have to get in the car, pull it out of the garage and run up to the local Home Depot to work 4 hours or something, I'm okay with that. Overkill on the salt in Toledo. Yeah. They do it everywhere. Because people bitch. If they don't put enough salt out, the people bitch. And they fold to that pressure, and whatever. But at least Cleveland has salt mines, so hopefully they get it cheaper. We have a salt mine right under Lake Erie. Interesting videos if you ever get a chance. Look up the salt mine under Lake Erie. Very interesting videos. I spent that on Rio Tinto stock, huh? Saw another retired couple's video. They stayed in a hotel in Vietnam for cheap. Once your hotel lets you buy big blocks of. Oh, that's cool. All right, Paul. Thank you. Summer's back in Southwest Ohio, 80s. Yeah, I mean it's going to be a short. Like I said, probably in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'll have frost on the pumpkin. That's usually the way it works. All of a sudden, once it gets cold, that's it. It's over. And you might get a peak, like sometime in October. You'll get a little couple days of being nice again, but we all know how it is in Cleveland. Especially once November hits, we'll start to see a little bit of dusting of snow, and then December, it's still not bad, but then January, February, March, 3 worst months of the year. January, February, March. And I don't even like spring because it's still like flowers start popping up, but it's still like 40 degrees at night. Forget it. I mean, that's just like a tease. 85. We have 78 right now. It's actually cooled down a little bit. Well, anyway, we've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes, so mines are all over the world. Spring is mud season. Yeah, for sure. All right, we've been here for an hour and 17 minutes, so I appreciate everybody who's stopped by today. And if you get a chance, check out the store. If you get another chance, come and see us on Saturday at 7 p.m. so we can do this again. But I appreciate you guys being here, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. And time to get on with more work. I got to get these steps finished and water the garden and all kinds of things. Nothing I have to do. So take care. And God willing, we will see you Saturday at 7. Take care.